Ladies and gents, welcome to GBU, and this is the US begins development on the next generation bunker buster. This was posted 2 weeks ago. How the fuck did I miss that? I just saw a video of Sandbox about a B-21 Raider, and I'm like, are you gonna fit the GBU bomb that they used in Iran? Because I'm pretty sure B-21 can't be used for that. Somebody told me you can use one, but I'm pretty sure you need B2 for that, right? I don't know. Then somebody told me yeah, I said in the video, I hope they're making the next one to replace that. And somebody told me, yeah, they are. Sandbox already had a video, somehow missed it. So yeah, the US Air Force GBU-57 Massive Ordnance Penetrator used recently in American strike against Iranian nuclear facilities. It's the largest and most powerful bunker buster bomb in history. Or maybe not for much longer, because the Air Force just awarded the contract to build its successor, Next-Generation Penetrator. Yeah, I've named something Next Generation Penetrator. Okay, let's just walk. Yeah, so is it going to be bigger? Because I'm pretty sure bunker buster have to be it's about mass, right? Yeah, you need big mass thing in order to penetrate something. That's the whole point. You can't substitute with that speed, right? Because in the end, in the physics term, it's all energy, right? But energy in what way? If you have a big mass thing and you give it at certain velocity, you throw at it, it's gonna dig in like how bunker buster does. But if you increase velocity and decrease the mass, you kind of have the same energy, but now the energy is big enough and mass is not strong enough to hold it together. So it's what in physics, astrophysics term, what it's called high speed collision. So as soon as it hit, it's gonna explode. That's how meteors and asteroids basically hit the moon, and you see round craters. Doesn't matter which angle it hits it from, because it doesn't really dig into the ground. As soon as it touches the ground, it explodes, because all energy goes inside and it just explodes. The entire asteroid explodes. So that's how it would have been, right? This is how ICBMs, any ballistic missiles work. They instantly explode as soon as start, because they have this high speed collision energy, right? They are ballistic. So I don't know, I'm pretty sure you have to have that certain big amount. If you're going to make bigger, you need bigger one in mass. I don't know how they're going to get around that, but isn't B-21 smaller? That's the whole point. I don't know. This video is going to be really interesting for me, so let's go this one.
The U.S. Air Force's GBU-57 Massive Ordnance Penetrator is the largest and most powerful bunker-busting bomb in history. But maybe for not much longer, because the U.S. Air Force just awarded the contract to build its successor, currently known only as the Next-Generation Penetrator, or NGP. Now, the GBU-57 Massive Ordnance Penetrator, or MOP, is a GPS-guided weapon that consists of a BLU-127 warhead case and a KMU-612 tail kit that houses the GPS navigation hardware, just like you'd find in America's JDAMs, or Joint Direct Attack Munitions. Now, that tail kit has 4 active lattice fins that deploy when the weapon's dropped, and are powered by separate actuators to guide the bomb into its target with a high degree of precision. At only around 20.5 feet long and with a diameter of just about 31.5 inches, the GBU-57 is only a little bit bigger than a Tomahawk cruise missile, but it weighs nearly 10 times as much, at just shy of 30,000 pounds, more than 5,300 pounds of which is all explosives, made up of around 4,590 pounds of AFX-757 and another 752 pounds of PBXN-114. Now, AFX-757, the primary explosive in the MOP, is a propellant-like plastic explosive compound that was developed literally specifically to maximize blast energy output for bunker-busting applications. Of course, still, in a 30,000-pound weapon, you might be surprised to hear that the explosives themselves only represent about 20% of its weight. With no means of onboard propulsion or fuel storage needs,
I just told you why, you need that mass if you want to penetrate something.
that means that the immensely dense and hardened fuselage of the MOP itself, which is designed to bore directly through even the most secure underground structures, weighs in at north of 20,000 pounds. Now, these super strong casings are more than 3 inches thick in places and were built by Superior Forge and Steel Corporation out of Lima, Ohio, and Elwood National Forge in Irvine, Pennsylvania, all to the tune of around $90 million. But the Next Generation Penetrator, or NGP, will be designed and built by Applied Research Associates in cooperation with Boeing, with Applied Research Associates focused on designing and producing first subscale and then full-sized prototype weapons for testing, and Boeing focused mostly on the new guidance section and tail kit integration, which may well be the most important part because this new bunker buster is expected to offer in.
You don't want the shell casing to drop out mid-flight, so yeah, I'm glad Boeing is only working on that. That was a joke, don't get triggered. I know Boeing is making F-47.
Incredible degree of accuracy, even in GPS degraded or straight up GPS denied environments. And as we've seen in test footage of the existing MOP, this weapon is already accurate enough.
I like how the fin literally closes at the last second. This is insanely slow motion footage. That should work instantly. The level of engineering, goddamn, man, I love it. I love it. I'm an engineer myself, so every time I see it, it's like, humans are great at this shit. Like, this is one of the biggest achievements human ever did. Science and engineering. And engineering is something you see live. Is the application of science, which is awesome.
To actually hit the traffic cone marking the target coordinates from tens of thousands of feet up, dropped by a stealth bomber.
Flies out.
We also know that the Air Force wants this new weapons warhead to come in at under 22,000 pounds, but we have no idea how large the overall weapons weight may be. Of course, the MOP can currently only be deployed from the B-2 Spirit, and the NGP will likely be carried by the slightly smaller B-21 Raider. So it's possible that we may even see an effort to increase penetration depth while decreasing the weapon's overall weight, potentially by giving it its own means of propulsion. But then again, according to the B-2's official Air Force...
Yeah, but like I said, that's not how it works. The reason it is that big, because you want to dig deep, right? That's the whole thing. They use two they used two bunker busters because how deep Iranian facility was, because even one wasn't enough. If you decrease size, it decreases how deep can it go. Because like I said, if you decrease mass, you have to increase velocity. If you increase velocity, yeah, it might just explode, high speed collision, but like you won't be able to dig in. It might destroy itself before it even reaches the target. So I don't know how you do that, man. This is going to be one of the interesting things, like how they pull off.
Fact sheet, it should only be able to carry one GBU-57, and all 6 of the B-2s used in the Iranian strikes a few months back were each carrying 2. So, you know, we're all working with fudge numbers here. In any case, the Air Force intends to test full-scale prototypes of this new bunker buster within just the next 2 years. Oh, wait, before you go, I want to remind you that I am pushing hard to hit 500,000 subscribers before the end of September, and we are so close. So if you could do me a huge favor and click subscribe down below, that would mean a ton.
Yeah, it's 3,000 shy of 5,000. Does the subscriber matter like anymore? Because I'm pretty sure algorithm doesn't care about subscribers. If anything, if you have high subscriber and low view, that's the problem. Like, I have 16.9 thousand subscriber. Yeah, I barely get few thousand views at best. So like the less view I get, YouTube's like, oh, nobody's watching his video. Algorithm just goes messy. I get comments all the time like, oh man, it's been a while since I watched your video, somehow I missed it. Yeah, because algorithm didn't tell you. I don't know about how important subscribers are. It's just views that matter. If people frequently watches you, that enough. Like, subscribing doesn't really matter. I don't know. As far as I know, that's the case. Yeah, like Next Generation Bunker Buster, that's gonna be awesome, man. Right? Because it's like one of the engineering feats that I really want to know, like how they're going to pull it off. Because no country has this. It's only America, and they're making the next one. That is something. Alright, well, if you like my next one, don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you next time.